Picture this. It's Sunday morning. You've worked 60 hours this week, handled every crisis, paid every bill. You sit down on the couch, turn on the game, crack open a beer. Within 5 minutes, you hear it. That sigh, that tone. Must be nice to relax while I'm doing everything. You weren't even relaxed for 5 full minutes before your rest became a crime. Before we go further, if what I just said hit close to home, it is because you have been playing the wrong game. My ebook, How to Get Any Girl in Just 3 Days, shows you how to flip the dynamic, trigger real attraction, stop chasing validation, and become the man women choose. Grab your copy now. The link is below for immediate practical results. Let me explain why some women genuinely cannot handle seeing men at peace. And while your relaxation triggers something primal in certain partners that has nothing to do with fairness or equality, the irritation some women feel when men rest isn't logical, it's visceral. You're sleeping in on Saturday after working overtime all week and she's banging pots in the kitchen. You're watching YouTube for 20 minutes and suddenly she has 17 urgent tasks that need doing right now. You're taking a nap and she finds a reason to vacuum right outside the bedroom. It's not about what needs doing, it's about you not doing. I had a client whose wife would literally time his relaxation. If he sat down for more than 15 minutes, she'd find something for him to do. Trash that could wait, groceries that weren't urgent, projects that didn't exist 5 minutes ago. He worked construction, breaking his back daily, but those 30 minutes on the couch unacceptable. She worked part-time retail, but somehow his rest was the problem. The soft, feminizing insults come out immediately. Real men don't need naps. My ex never sat around like this. I guess you're too tired to be a man today. These aren't random insults. They're precisely targeted at masculine insecurity. Some partners know exactly which buttons to push to get you moving, to make you feel like rest equals weakness. Here's where the equality talk collapses completely. These same individuals who preach about breaking gender roles get uncomfortable when men enter traditionally female-coded spaces. You join a yoga class. Weird. You enjoy a spa day. Suspicious. You want to sleep in and have brunch. What kind of man are you? The equality they want is selective. You can share the burdens but not the benefits. Rest has become coded as female territory in some minds. Relaxation, self-care, taking it easy. These are things women deserve after their emotional labor, but men should be machines. Always on, always producing, always building. When you dare to power down, you're trespassing on sacred ground that belongs to them. Some women need men to be productive because ambition signals masculine energy to them. The moving, building, achieving man is attractive. The resting man triggers anxiety. Is he losing his edge? Is he becoming weak? Is he still the protector I need? Your relaxation threatens the narrative they need to feel secure, that you're the unstoppable force that handles everything. The socially acceptable explanations they give are masterful deflections. I just want us to be productive together. Translation, I'm uncomfortable with you being still. You're wasting your potential. Translation, your rest makes me anxious. We have so much to do. Translation, I need you busy so I feel secure. Your laziness affects the family. Translation, your peace disturbs my need for control. A client's girlfriend told him his Sunday golf games were selfish and immature. This man paid all the bills, handled all maintenance, managed all investments. 4 hours of golf per week was apparently too much freedom. When he pointed out her daily 3-hour phone calls with friends, suddenly that was different because she was maintaining relationships. His recreation was waste. Hers was work. The hidden motive is control over a man's time, focus, and energy. A busy man is a controlled man. He's predictable, manageable, directed. A resting man might think, might question, might realize he doesn't need to run on this hamster wheel. Some partners need you exhausted because exhausted men don't leave, don't challenge, don't change the dynamic. Here's a test I give men. Ask your partner this hypothetically. If I won the lottery tomorrow and never had to work again, would you be happy if I spent my days relaxing? Watch the reaction. Most men think their partner would be thrilled. No more financial stress, right? But many women react with horror. You just do nothing. What about goals? What about purpose? The money was never the issue. Your freedom is. Some women don't actually want the financial success if it means men use it on themselves. They want the resources, but directed their way. You making money to invest in the family? Great. You making money to buy that boat you always wanted? Selfish. You having enough to retire early and pursue hobbies? Threatening. The money is only good if it flows through them. I've observed women who prefer a man with less money if it means he's more occupied. A rich man with time is dangerous. He might develop interests, pursue passions, build a life that doesn't revolve around her. A struggling man working 2 jobs. He's too tired to cause problems, too busy to have options, too exhausted to question the relationship. Think about the literary examples that illustrate limiting a man's full power. In The Fountainhead, Dominique tries to destroy Howard Rock because she can't control his greatness. Some partners exhibit this same pattern. They'd rather diminish you than lose influence over you. Your full potential is a threat to their centrality in your life. The sweet spot theory is real. Some women want men in a specific zone, successful but not independent, strong but not self-directed, capable but not autonomous, like a well-trained horse, powerful, useful, but ultimately controlled. Step outside this zone by being too relaxed or too ambitious, and anxiety kicks in. Partners who haven't earned the relationship feel most threatened by male rest. The woman who brings little to the table knows she's replaceable if you ever slow down and think about it. So, you can't slow down. You must stay busy, distracted, tired. Your exhaustion is her security. Your rest is her risk. Quality partners support men's need for rest and recovery. They understand that a rested man is a better partner, father, provider. They see your relaxation as an investment in your well-being, not theft of their resources. But certain individuals see your rest as resources being stolen from them. Every minute you're relaxing is a minute you're not serving their needs. The shame, guilt, and moral pressure tactics are psychological warfare. A good man would be fixing the house right now. A caring husband would spend his free time with family. A responsible father would be working extra hours. Notice how rest is never moral in their framework. You're either working or you're failing. This conditioning makes men police themselves eventually. You internalize the guilt. You can't sit down without feeling lazy. You can't enjoy a hobby without feeling selfish. You can't rest without anxiety. She doesn't even need to say anything anymore. You've become your own warden, enforcing her rules on yourself. When men get sick or injured, some partners see it as an inconvenience, not a concern. I counseled a man who broke his leg in a work accident. His wife's first response wasn't, "Are you okay?" It was, "How long until you can work again?" His pain was irrelevant. His productivity was everything. He was a machine that broke down, not a human who got hurt. Some individuals believe it's their duty to toughen men up through constant pressure. Rest makes you soft. Comfort makes you weak. Peace makes you complacent. They see themselves as coaches pushing you to greatness, but really, they're just exhausting you into compliance. The toughness they're building isn't strength, it's numbness to your own needs. Cultural conditioning teaches some people they must shape men into providers. From childhood, they're shown images of men building, providing, protecting, never resting, never stopping, never being. So when they see a man at rest, it triggers deep anxiety. He's not fulfilling his role, which means she's not secure in hers. The boyfriend or husband becomes a resource, not a person. You're not John who likes fishing. You're the income generator who wastes time on water. You're not Mike who enjoys gaming. You're the security provider who wastes energy on screens. Your humanity gets reduced to your utility, and rest reduces utility. A man's independence becomes competition for some partners. You're not just competing with other women anymore. She's competing with your own interests, hobbies, peace. Your motorcycle isn't just a bike, it's her rival. Your gym time isn't just exercise, it's attention stolen from her. Your rest isn't just recovery, it's rejection. I knew a couple where she systematically eliminated all his hobbies. Gym was too expensive, gaming was too childish, sports were too time-consuming, reading was too antisocial. Within 2 years, his only hobby was serving her needs. When he finally left, she was shocked, but I gave him everything. No, you took everything, including his right to rest. High V value women understand that male rest is investment, not waste. They know a rested man is more creative, productive, healthy, and present. They encourage hobbies because fulfilled men make better partners. They protect your rest because they understand its value. These women exist, but they're increasingly rare in a culture that sees male rest as theft. Low-value partners rely on emotional manipulation to prevent male rest. Tears when you want to golf, fights before boys' night, emergencies during your downtime. They create chaos to prevent your peace because your peace threatens their control. If you're calm, you might think. If you think you might leave, the performative business some exhibit is exhausting to watch. They're always moving, always doing, always creating tasks. Not because things need doing, but to justify demanding the same from you. They'll reorganize perfectly organized closets, clean, already clean rooms, create projects from nothing. All to maintain the narrative that rest is impossible. The double standard is staggering. Her book club is essential social connection. Your poker night is avoiding family. Her spa day is self-care. Your fishing trip is abandonment. Her Netflix binge is decompression. Your video game is addiction. The rules apply to you, not her, because your rest threatens while hers is justified. Some women feel entitled to regulate male suffering because they've been taught men don't really feel pain. Men are tough. Men are strong. Men don't need comfort. So your exhaustion isn't real exhaustion. Your stress isn't real stress. Your need for rest isn't a real need. It's weakness to be corrected, not humanity to be honored. The if he's not suffering, he's not loving mentality poisons relationships. Some partners measure your love by your exhaustion. The more depleted you are, the more you must care. The more you sacrifice your well-being, the more devoted you must be. Rest becomes betrayal because suffering equals love in their broken equation. I had a client whose wife kept a literal scorecard of his lazy moments. Every time he sat down, she made a note. Every nap was recorded. Every moment of peace was evidence for some future argument. He was working 2 jobs, but those 20 minutes on the couch were documented like crimes. The masculine energy argument is particularly manipulative. I need you to be the man, and men don't rest. But notice, they define what being a man means, and coincidentally, it always means serving their needs. Real masculinity includes self-care, boundaries, and yes, rest, but that definition doesn't serve their purposes. Some individuals project their own anxiety onto male rest. They can't relax, so you can't either. They're internally chaotic, so your peace feels like judgment. They're constantly anxious about productivity, so your calm triggers their insecurity. Your rest becomes a mirror, showing them their own inability to be still. The fear of male self-actualization is real. A man who rests might realize he's unhappy. A man who has time to think might question the relationship. A man who isn't exhausted might have energy to change his life. Some partners need you too tired to examine whether this relationship serves you. The provider-robot programming runs deep. You're supposed to be an automated system that inputs work and outputs resources. Robots don't need rest, maintenance, or care. When you malfunction, need rest. You're defective. When you need downtime, you're broken. When you require recovery, you're failing your programming. Some women use children as weapons against male rest. How can you relax when your kids need you? But notice, the kids were fine. They weren't suffering. They weren't neglected. She just needed a moral high ground to attack your peace from. Your rest became bad parenting. Even though you're an excellent father, the weekend warfare is predictable. Friday night, you think you'll rest. Saturday morning, she has a list. Sunday afternoon, there are emergencies. By Monday, you're more exhausted than Friday. The weekend isn't for recovery, it's for unpaid labor. Your job never ends, it just changes locations. Men are starting to recognize this pattern and protect their peace. Setting boundaries about rest, taking their relaxation seriously, refusing to feel guilty about recovery. And some partners are panicking because exhausted men are controllable, but rested men have options. The "you're depressed." Gaslighting when men rest is particularly insidious. You're not depressed, you're tired, you're not withdrawing, you're recovering. The final truth. Men who rest live longer, love better, provide more sustainably. Men who never rest die early, bitter, broken. Choose partners who want you alive and rested, not dead and productive. I want to hear from you guys. What happens when you try to rest? How does your partner react to your downtime? Have you been shamed for needing recovery? Drop your stories in the comments. Let's normalize male rest. Let's expose the exhaustion exploitation because your rest matters. Your peace matters.